We get to the young and hip NXT 2.0, whose median viewership age this week was 62 years old, according to WrestleNomics. These older folks sure do love their NXT. Halloween Havoc is coming up in 2 weeks, October 26th. Tommaso Ciampa will defend the NXT Championship against Bron Breakker, who has been one of the great delights of this new NXT. That promo he cut on Ciampa in the ring when they were face-to-face, I loved the intensity. It's too soon. I know it's too soon to put the belt on him. But part of me feels like, fuck it. He is one of the most interesting parts of this show. You know what? Just put the belt on him. Put the belt on him and let him run with it. Does it even matter? Does it even matter? It is a full-on developmental show now. It worked for Bo Dallas. I grew to love Bo as the delusional heel NXT champion. That was before the indie invasion of NXT. Now they're phasing that out. So I ask you, why not? I think we're probably going to see him on Raw or SmackDown in the not-too-distant future. I would not at all be surprised to see him called up next year. He just started. But a year from now, I think we're going to be looking at Bron Breakker on Monday Night Raw or on Friday Night SmackDown. So fuck it. Let him run with it. Put the NXT Championship on Bron Breakker and make it the Bron Show. LA Knight got a win. I couldn't believe my eyes. And a win over Odyssey Jones, no less, albeit due to some interference by Andre Chase. LA Knight should be preparing for his move to Raw or SmackDown next week, and instead, here he is, still on NXT. There were a pair of backstage segments with Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner that were as bad as anything I saw on television all week. Wagner was awful here. For all of the great things I've read about him in the ring and what they think of him and the high hopes they have, they see him as almost like an Edge and a future WrestleMania main eventer. Not on the mic, he's not. Totally robotic in his delivery. You know, if this wasn't the developmental show, I can't imagine they would ever have allowed this to air on TV. I mean, they pre-taped these segments. I cannot imagine if this were any other show. Because now, like I said, it's full-on developmental. So you're going to see bad shit like this more and more. Because these guys don't have the experience yet on television. Duke Hudson is a professional poker player now because everybody has to have a gimmick. So he's the gambler. One gimmick I'm digging, at least, is Tony D'Angelo. Stereotypical as it may be, and believe me, it is. He's making the most of it, and he's already over. We saw the in-ring debut this week of Tony D'Angelo, and the guy can go. You know, what little we saw here from him, the man can wrestle. He's a former NCAA wrestler in college. Joe Areola is his real name. He would have fit in perfectly at the Bada Bing. He was cheered like a total babyface, which I don't think is what they had intended, but the people have spoken. This guy is a made man. Either that or they were just afraid that if they didn't cheer for him, they may end up wearing cement boots and sleeping with the fishes. I'm on a roll. Indy Hartwell made short work of Mei Ying. For those of you who may have thought I was overreacting when I declared this Tian Sha group dead, with Xia Li now moving up to the main roster, I'll say it again. It's dead. Rest in peace. Time to move on. And MSK retained their tag team titles in a 4-way elimination match over the grizzled, let me say it the way they do, the grizzled young veterans. There you go. Sounds like he's trying to take a shit. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and Discount APA, Briggs and Jensen. I thought it was okay. That's really all it was. It was okay. I mean, we've seen MSK have some kick-ass matches. This was not one of them. Outside of Imperium, I'm not sure who that leaves now. This was an elimination match. They beat all three of these teams, and now I'm not even sure who that leaves to really challenge them in the tag team division, now that they've mowed down all three of these teams. I guess maybe it'll be Imperium, I guess. Bartel and Eichner. They have really killed my love for this show. But there's at least a few fun pieces. Bron Breakker and even this Tony D'Angelo stuff. There's a few pieces to get excited about. But there ain't much.